Life and career of KHABIB Nurmagomedov. KHABIB Nurmagomedov is a professional mixed martial artist from Russia who was the UFC lightweight champion from April 2018 to October 2020. He is regarded as one of the most successful MMA fighters in the world. KHABIB Nurmagomedov is one of the most dominant athletes the UFC has ever produced. KHABIB came from a small Russian village, and his journey has been full of ups and downs and hardships. From a little town to an MMA champion, we'll go over his life and career in depth. Let's look at some of KHABIB's interesting facts. On September 20, 1988, KHABIB was born in a remote village in Sildi, Dagestan, ASSR, Russia, SFSR, Soviet Union. He eventually settled in Makhachkala, the capital of Dagestan. His father eventually settled in Kiroval, despite having to move from place to place throughout his boyhood. He grew up in a fairly typical household. In terms of education, he acquired his elementary and secondary education in Russia. Despite his complete attention to his career and the UFC, KHABIB did attend Plekhanov Russian University of Economics. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, KHABIB's father, was a well-known athlete who also served in the military. KHABIB's father was a big influence on him, which is why he wanted to pursue martial arts. KHABIB's father served as his coach at first. One of his most well-known training exploits involved wrestling a small bear when he was 9 years old, according to numerous online sources and videos. KHABIB is a wrestler and a well-known figure in the mixed martial arts community. Despite the fact that he was born in a distant part of Russia, he is now one of the most well-known Russian superstars. KHABIB's work necessitates extensive training and a physically fit body. He stands at a respectable height of 5 feet 10 inches. Despite his small stature, he is recognized for putting his body into his game. He can easily perplex his opponents when necessary. He competes in the lightweight division and weighs 70 kilograms. As a consequence of his perseverance and hard work, KHABIB has become a household name in mixed martial arts. He is at the height of his profession right now. His journey, on the other hand, was not without its setbacks. In this section, we'll look over his entire career. KHABIB made his MMA debut in September 2008, and he won 4 fights in less than a month. He subsequently went on to win the Atrium Cup event, defeating 3 of his opponents. KHABIB's 16-0 winning record in Russia and Ukraine's regional circuits landed him a deal with the UFC in 2012. He went undefeated for the next 3 years of competition. This feat earned him worldwide acclaim and paved the way for him to compete for UFC Gold. KHABIB made an outstanding debut in the UFC with a 3rd-round submission via rear naked choke against Kamal Shalores after signing a 6-fight deal with the organization in late 2011. He won a unanimous decision against Gleison Tibau on July 7, 2012 at UFC 148. He went on to knock out Thiago Tavares in the 1st round on January 19, 2013 in São Paulo, Brazil. KHABIB continued to fight and win in the UFC. When he defeated Abel Trujillo on January 19, 2013, he set a new UFC record for most takedowns in a single fight with 21 successful takedowns out of 28 attempts. At the time, he was already generating a stir in the UFC, and he was being courted for further matches. In September of 2013, he faced off with Pat Healy, and it was during that fight that he showed off his skills and amazed everyone. In 2013, he challenged Gilbert Melendez, but the match was canceled due to a variety of factors. Rafael dos Anjos on April 19, 2014 was his next victory. KHABIB was also scheduled to fight Donald Cerrone and Tony Ferguson, however he was unable to compete due to a knee injury. After numerous victories in September 2016, KHABIB was finally ready for a title shot against then UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez. But Eddie pulled out in favor of a fight with Conor McGregor, and the match was called off. On social media, KHABIB slammed Eddie, calling him a bullshit champ. In the UFC and other MMA organizations, KHABIB has an excellent record. He's a lightweight who has fought many professional bouts. On April 7, 2018, KHABIB won the UFC lightweight title. He was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson, however the fight was called off due to an injury. He instead had a fight with Al Iaquinta, which he won by unanimous decision, dominating and controlling Iaquinta from start to finish. Conor McGregor was a well-known UFC fighter at the time, and KHABIB was supposed to defend his lightweight title against him. Because both fighters were well-known around the world, the match was expected to be fiercely competitive. With over 2.4 million views, The match was the most watched pay-per-view event in MMA history. He sold his shirt for $100,000 and donated the money to charity. On September 7, 2019, KHABIB battled Dustin Poirier in his second title defense. In the third round, he submitted Poirier with a rear naked choke. He then sold his shirt for $100,000 after the fight and donated the proceeds to charity. In a similar manner, he fought Justin Gaethje in the main event of UFC 254 and won by technical submission. This was his career's final fight. Following that, the MMA fighter announced his retirement in a post-fight interview. Actually, KHABIB's mother did not want him to continue his fighting career after his dad passed away. As a result, the fighter told his mother that he would quit fighting and not continue his career. KHABIB Nurmagomedov is one of the most accomplished fighters in the history of mixed martial arts. He has competed in a number of competitions, winning most of them. He was the UFC lightweight champion. KHABIB has won all 28 of his MMA fights, which makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. Let's take a look at KHABIB's personal life, wife, and children. KHABIB is a name that most people are familiar with. He is a highly well-known figure all across the world. Despite his celebrity, there are some aspects about him that few people are aware of. We've uncovered KHABIB's personal details, despite the fact that he is a highly private guy in real life. KHABIB is a married man who married in June 2013. KHABIB's father stated in an interview with Russian media that he is married to a distant relative. Patimat Nurmagomedov, KHABIB's childhood friend and distant relative, wedded him a long time ago. They have 2 children, a son and a daughter. On June 1, 2015, they had their daughter, and on December 30, 2017, gave birth to a son. KHABIB's son is named Magomed Nurmagomedov, after KHABIB's great-grandfather. Fatima Nurmagomedov and Magomed Nurmagomedov are the names of his daughter and son, respectively. The MMA fighter is a devout Muslim who is proud of his faith. He speaks Avar, Russian, English, Turkish, and Arabic, among other languages. He also does not miss an opportunity to promote his culture after winning. KHABIB's father was recently hospitalized after becoming infected with COVID-19 while undergoing heart surgery. KHABIB's salary and net worth. The sports sector, as we all know, is one of the most successful platforms in the world. Players in many sports make a lot of money, and mixed martial arts is no exception. KHABIB, like many other sportsmen, make a lot of money from his profession. KHABIB has a net worth of $30 million. He also earned a stunning $16 million in 2019 and 2020, making him one of Russia's most lucrative athletes. Despite his enormous wealth, KHABIB is a down-to-earth man who enjoys life. He is sometimes observed contributing a portion of his money to charity. The MMA fighter is currently based in Makhachkala, Dagestan's largest city. He lives in a luxurious home with a wide range of possessions. Here are some famous quotes of KHABIB. "Of course I am tough, but I am smart too. I'm more smart than tough. People are watching my record and say, this guy is tough. This is not about tough, this is about the mind. You think when you fight. This is about everything. My style is not like anyone. I'm not a typical wrestler." KHABIB is one of the most well-known personalities on the internet. He needs to maintain an online presence because he comes from the sports entertainment industry. He's active on social media platforms such as Instagram and Twitter. KHABIB's Instagram account has 21.7 million viewers. In addition, as of 2019, he was the most followed Russian celebrity. He also has a Twitter account that currently has 1.1 million followers. On Wikipedia, he also has a bio. KHABIB's final fight was set on October 24, 2020, against Justin Gaethje. KHABIB announced his retirement from the sport after the match. In the year 2021, he called it a day on his career. He officially retired after his father's death, who suffered from COVID-19 following cardiac surgery in May 2020. Abdul Manap, KHABIB's father, was placed in a medically induced coma. On June 3, 2020, he died at a Moscow facility. Since KHABIB's mother did not want him to continue his career, as a result, he decided to retire from his career. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts about KHABIB's life and career. See you in our next video.